everybody, welcome back to What the Face. Glad you're here. And today I have going to be using a Dirty Girl Jane again today. I just love this one. It smells great. And I'm going to be putting it in a bowl, making a lather, bringing it to the face, and we can talk about it. But I have some other things we can talk about. This is a follow-up to the soap I've been using, and I'm on my second one. The pine tar that I used a week ago is gone. They last about 7 days, and they start to crumble and fall apart because it's so thin, it's just breaking. So then at that point, I just throw it away. Literally, little bits and pieces were falling. It has adequate lather. I don't know. I probably won't buy any of these again, but I'm going to go through them. The Fresh Falls, which is the one I have here, smells really nice. The pine tar was nice, but you know, it's nothing special. So take that with a grain of salt. That's my review with these. Take it or leave it. If you like them, use them. If not, you know, I find it's they're adequate. It's nothing over the top. So there you go. And there it goes in the garbage. So I want to tell you that I had some, Mary, my wife, she had another seizure over the holiday weekend from Labor Day, and she's going to the neurologist on Tuesday of that week. Really don't know why she's having these. It's something that, you know, I think it was like a staring kind of thing, sort of like what Mitch McConnell was doing, I guess. If you want to put it into that kind of perspective. Everybody could see that something's wrong there, and same thing with Mary. But I wasn't there to witness it. The person who did witness it is someone who overreacts to everything. One of Mary's sisters. She doesn't visit Mary often, but when she does, it's always like chaos. She's already put people on report in the facility. You know, this is what she does. So I'd rather have her not go, but I tease her all the time about not going. So, you know, she's like I think every family has a black sheep, and she's the one. So anyway, I might cut all that out. Who knows? Anyway, I want to talk to you also about my problem with 3D printers. So stay tuned, don't go away. Okay, so this is the bowl. It's empty, and this is the soap that we're going to be using. You guys should know it by now. We released it a couple of weeks ago. I'm just going to put some of the soap in the bowl, like I always do. Oh, the smell of this is just unbelievable. Okay. Whoops. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, I'm getting so friggin' old. I can't even bend down anymore. Alright. So, with that, here's the brush. Let me wet this down a little bit. And I'll put the contents of the brush in the bowl. And let's incorporate all that water into the soap that I just placed in there. And then we'll start lathering.
All right. Yes, I'm trying to catch up with all things that are out of stock, and now that my Friday's off, which I've taken since July. I took one Friday off every July. It's coming to a close because I have to save some days in case I get sick. So it's funny how this PTO thing came about. I used to get like vacation days, and then we would get sick days, and then personal days. That's where I used to work, and they don't do that anymore. It's like they just lump everything together, and whatever you take for whatever day, that's what it is. All right, so there is the lather, and I'm going to bring this to the face, so don't go away. Let's go. Okay, so I have about 7 days growth, so let me wet the face here. I have to get a haircut. Maybe if the barber is open today, I'll visit them. All right, here's the lather. Let me apply it. All right, very nice. Okay, enough playing around now. Here we go. All right. I just put a new blade in the Occam's razor, and this is what I use. Feather Pro Grod. That's what I use. It's one of the 3 that are recommended for the razor. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, and here we go. So, some of the issues that I'm having, I had some issues with my 3D printer. I don't know if I told you this in the prior video, but I'll repeat myself, I guess. I had something wrong with the X-axis of my artillery Sidewinder X1. And I've had that for a few years, and I've had other issues before, but you know, they're just so minor of repair. You know, parts are readily available, they're not that expensive, and you just, you know, you take the old part out, you put the new part in, and off you go. It's pretty much way different than it used to be when I first started 3D printing back in like 2016, when all we had was printers that would pretty much break constantly, and you were lucky to get a real nice print, and when you did, you tried to just keep things the way they were as long as possible. But you know, that's the way it is. That's the way it was until certain types of other companies got involved instead of Creality. Creality was my first company I used to buy 3D printers from. And Creality's solution to problems were more of a buy the next printer. That's going to solve your problems. So after the second printer and, you know, $300 for the first one, $500, almost $600 for the second one that I bought from them, and no solutions to issues that were design flaws. And what I mean by that is that Creality knew they had a problem with what is called creep. And what that means is there's, I don't want to get too boring for you guys, but there's, they work on, most of the 3D printers back then, they work on Bowden tubes. They slip into what is called the hot end, which is where the film goes, the filament goes to get heated. Well, the tube and the hot end have to meet. If they don't meet and consistently stay that way, you're going to get clogs. And that is what was happening to the design of their hot end. And there is a solution that one of their beta testers came up with, but you had to do it every 5 to 6 months. And if you're paying $600 to $700, you know, $600 for a pro unit, you don't expect to do that, right? And they just ignored all kinds of criticism. In fact, they would delete things from forums. They were terrible. So I got rid of them and I found a company called Auxiliary Sidewinder X1, and they were really great. And that's what I've used for a long time. Did their stuff crap out? Sure, but it wasn't a disaster, like I said. So, I did have an issue with one of their machines, which I couldn't fix, and I thought I couldn't fix it. And then I decided to pull the trigger on this new company who had a Kickstarter, and it's been over a year, and they're pretty much on their way to being like the #1 printer in sales all across the United States. And they're called Bambu Labs, and they just came out with something called a P1S, and that's the printer I purchased. It's on its way, but I don't know, you know, I can always return it, because I did find the answer to the Auxiliary X1 and why it wasn't working. So I got it to work again. So I don't really need the one that's coming, but we'll see. I'm going to put some Razor Rock alum block on. I'm going to wet my face here. I just want to make sure that I don't have any nicks or cuts and that I'm protected. Yep. And I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with Mary's situation. And if I sound distant and I repeat myself, I'm sorry, because my focus is on Mary primarily. So
And that printer wasn't cheap. It was over $700. So got to make a real decision for the company. If I can't, also it has a very small build plate, which means some of the things that Chuck LaChance has designed for us are not fitting on the build plate. So what's the purpose of the new machine then if I can't put those things to print on there? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So there you have it. I had a great shave. I really did. And if I do come out with another video during the week about the Bambu printer, take a look at it. Oh, and also, I never ask this. There's a lot of people that watch my channel, but they don't subscribe. They don't subscribe at all. And I really want to do more with the channel. So if you subscribe, it'll allow me to do more, because the more subscriptions you have, the more options open up from YouTube. And I think it's just going to benefit all of us. So please, if you know anybody who hasn't subscribed, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.